Coach Steve Fisher on Scott and BR on the Mighty 1090. Hi, Coach.
Multiple times.
Gentlemen, we were at practice today, and before practice, Dutcher and I were standing at midcourt, and both of us were head to toe in black sweats, and we had our jackets off, but we had black shirts on, and Akil Quinn said, "Man, look at those two guys all dressed in black." And I said to AQ, I said, "Yeah, just like Johnny Cash." Oh. And he looked at me like,
like who?
Hell, like who? So don't ask me about your music. I know the music today. I don't know the music from your era. I know the music from my era and today.
Look yonder coming around the bend.
Go on,
I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I couldn't escape Johnny Cash.
Ring
when
of
I was a
Fire.
kid.
I loved Johnny Cash.
Really big Johnny Cash fan, Coach.
Yes, among others.
Who else?
June Carter Cash.
June Carter Cash. I asked Skyler, said, "I've heard of Johnny Cash." I said, "Well, how about his wife?" So I know June Carter Cash also.
All right.
From way before your time. And then I know we want to talk basketball. Right around the time of Elvis Presley, who I was a huge fan of, the Everly Brothers. Have you ever heard of the Everly Brothers?
I have heard of the Everly Brothers.
Yes. So.
Wow, Coach. All right, little Throwback Thursday talk with Coach Fisher.
Yes, sir.
Coach, did you? Can I assume you watched the game last night, New Mexico UNLV?
I did.
And were you? I know I was. Maybe you weren't. But I was really surprised with how easily it seemed New Mexico beat them in Vegas. Were you?
I'll be honest, I was, because Vegas has really been playing well, playing really good basketball, and they beat them, as we all know, in Albuquerque. And Vegas, New Mexico made it look easy for a good part of that game. They're very, very good. They're hard to guard, and if you don't make shots against them, they'll stay in that 2-3 zone, and you have to make sure you don't take the first okay shot, that you wait and get your shot. But I would say more so than disappointed in Vegas, I was impressed with New Mexico.
All right. So, boy, they're coming off a big win. Mm-hmm. You guys are coming off a really solid win against Utah State. Let me ask the same question. Were you surprised at how well the team played, and I'll call it how easily the team was able to outdistance Utah State this past Tuesday night?
Well, you play at home, you always should be better. Doesn't guarantee it. We had great energy, and we watched enough tape, Scott and BR, of our first game to show that some of those looks they got, if we were engaged a little bit more and had higher energy, that we would have made them harder. And we made them harder on Tuesday. We guarded much better. They shot 52% at their building, and they shot 37% in our building. And it's such a huge difference.
And what made the difference, Coach? I mean, as far as the energy level kind of spiking, why so?
We wanted to win. And we knew that these were the things that they exposed us on last game. Their wings can really shoot the ball. Butterfield and Medlin, they were 9 for 18 as a team from three-point range. And I think they had 4 or 5 threes, and they got 2 of them in the last 2 minutes of the game. So we knew, and we had a little bit of a concern that we would be able to fight those screens. They run a lot of set plays. They're hard to guard, and we guarded them. We guarded them really effectively. And I thought especially first half, we really scored the ball well. We shot above 50% in the first half. And as we all know, Matt Shrigley was on every newsreel from local to national for making 4 threes, 3 in a row at one point, to really spike the lead that we got in the first half.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Coach Fisher, when you look at what Shrigley did on a night where X Thames was 1 for 9 from the field, and I know X is just in the last couple of games gone kind of cold, but shooters got to keep shooting, right? I mean, to break out of it. But Shrigley stepping up big time. And Dwayne Polee, who didn't score against Utah State last time, he scored and helped. Skylar Spencer was huge, blocking shots and scoring. Mm-hmm. So there were a lot of guys that really stepped up. Shrigley, obviously, at the top of the list.
No question. And that's the beauty of the team that we've got. We've had the the ability and knack for different times, guys playing really well. We've grown to expect Xavier every single night to be at an elite level, and he struggled to make some shots the last couple of games. So then it's more important that someone else kind of steps in and does what Matt did for us, and Skyler at the defensive end. He was
my goodness,
sensational for us.
Coach, have you been surprised at all, and I would say for the positive is what I mean, that Johnson has been this good this year, and I just said Johnson, I meant Davis, that he came in from Tulane, and he's a big guy with like a real grown man's body, and the way the guy flies through the paint and rebounds the ball, have you been surprised at all with how good he's been for you?
No, I really haven't, Scott. I did not see him play live, but I think I told you I saw him on tape after they played University of San Diego, because we were playing USD next. So in scouting USD, I looked at the tape and was amazed at how well he played. He's got a high motor. He's a phenomenal young guy. He's a relentless rebounder. He's like Kawhi and then some, because that's his strongest asset for Josh. He's a rebounder deluxe, and then he can put that ball on the floor and get to the rim also. So, no, I would say this is what we had hoped but expected to see from him.
Coach, we talked at the very early part of the season, and you said my goal is to have an 8 to 8.5 man rotation, as I recall. Are you there? Because I find that it's really interesting to watch the substitutions and see the number of players that come off the bench and make contributions.
We really have played 10 players a lot in crucial moments. The Utah State game, we only played 8. But I would say, yes, we're there where we've got for sure 9, maybe 10 that we would say throw them in at any moment, and we could expect the team to get a lift. So I got confidence. I got faith in our bench, and they've earned that trust, and we need to continue to do that. For us wanting to play 94 feet and press a lot, it wears you a little bit. We hope that by our substitutions it can wear the opponent more. And last year we had 3 guys that were in the top 10 or 11 in minutes played in our league. Now we're nowhere to be found with anybody in the top 12 or 15, and that's good.
Wow, even
that's
X, huh?
Statement.
Wow.
Hey, Coach, how does this team compare defensively with other teams you had?
I would say this is one of our better defensive teams. I don't know that I would say it's our best, but it ranks up there with our best. We're long, we're athletic, we can guard multiple spots, we can play different ways, we can switch a lot of stuff, we can double in the post and scramble out, and we can go deep. So this is one of our better defensive teams, and statistics would back that up. Although if you look at our conference stats, BR, we're about 3rd or 4th in field goal defense, which is how you gauge a lot of that stuff. But we're tops in turnovers created. So I think we're a very good defensive team. We know that we'll be tested on Saturday. New Mexico is leading the league now in field goal percentage, 47% for the conference season. So they will be a hard team, and we need to do what we say we want to do against everybody, hold them field goal percentage under 40, which will be a major challenge.
Aztec basketball coach Steve Fisher on Scott and BR on the Mighty 1090 getting ready for New Mexico. Boy, you're right, Coach. I mean, I'm looking at some of the head-to-head kind of tail-of-the-tape statistics between San Diego State and New Mexico, and the numbers are really, really similar. I mean, they have a bit of a higher point-per-game number than you guys do. They've got a little bit higher of a field goal percentage, as you mentioned. They've got a little bit higher of a free throw percentage. Actually, there's 7-point difference there, and you guys are a little bit better at shooting 3-point field goals. So, I mean, this is statistically a very, very evenly matched game. And I don't have to tell you, Coach, top 10 teams comes pulling into the pit. That's a game they need desperately.
Well, we all know that they are the team that won both the conference and the conference tournament last year. They had Player of the Year and Kendall Williams returning, and they have four starters from that team returning, and they were picked to win the league. So in their mind, they're saying, hey, we're one game behind them. They're ranked in the top 10 in the country, and we're not ranked, and we feel we're better than they are, and we're gonna prove it on Saturday. So we know there are so many factors in that will play into this game. It either gives us a 2-game lead or gets us tied with New Mexico on Saturday, and you know the ramifications of both. So it'll be a huge game, and nobody will be caught napping on this one, thinking, well, we got another game Tuesday or Wednesday to look forward to. This will be circled and circled twice on both teams' schedule.
Right on. Coach, hey, before you go, I heard you with Coach Quintera last week, and it was the night that there was a big event through the Sports Commission, and you said, I'd love to come, but I can't because I'm actually going to see one of our recruits play high school basketball. Coach, the kid from St. Augustine, just tell me, and I'll stop if you can't talk about him. I won't waste breath.
No, we can. He's already been signed,
Okay.
Trey Kell.
Kell.
So I can talk about him. He's having a marvelous season, and he led his team to a state championship last year. He's a wonderful player. We're very excited about him.
I saw the highlights the other night when St. Augustine beat Cathedral Catholic, and I want to say he scored somewhere in the neighborhood of like 28 points, and the kid just did it all. Now, you tell us, Coach, because it's hard for us to tell, is he playing against, just a bunch of high school kids, or is this an elite level of high school basketball that he's dominating?
Well, he's playing against a bunch of high school kids, but he himself is playing at a really, really, really extremely high level. You're going to like him, and you're going to like him when he sets foot on campus as a freshman. He can play. He knows how to play. He can score the ball, but he's more than a scorer. So he's someone that I think those who have seen him play say, boy, we can't wait to get him. And sidebar, on that Thursday when I went, it was at Mission Bay High School. I got there early. It was a packed crowd, senior night, so they had all the ceremony, bringing everybody out. And then at 8:05, it was supposed to start at 7:30, they canceled the game.
No way.
No way is what I said. The referees didn't show up.
So what'd you do?
Believe that?
The referees didn't show.
The referees were a no-show.
Oh,
I was sitting next to Jack Goodall, who you guys both know.
Sure.
I said, Jack, do you still have your referee's license? I said, I think I do. Maybe you and I can officiate the game.
Did you have a whistle in your pocket?
No, I don't carry a whistle. You know that. I've never had a whistle since I started coaching.
Come on, I know, but a coach, you just think, you stopwatch whistle. these are the tricks of the trade here. Right. Maybe
I can yell real loud. So I was so disappointed that I didn't get a chance to watch them play. But they rescheduled the game. They played it on Saturday when we played Air Force.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hey Coach, were you surprised to see Syracuse get beat last night? Not only beat at home and beat by Boston College.
I was. But, I'm talking like a fan now. Nothing should surprise any of us, although they flashed a stat up later on that this Boston College does not have a very good record, and they lowest record to beat a number one team maybe ever. But Boston College played really well. It looked like first half they were going to get blown out, and they came back and they made 8 second-half threes and another 2 or 3 in overtime. So they did what you had to do. They made perimeter shots against them.
Coach, we look forward to Saturday night. The game at New Mexico, huge game for San Diego State and for New Mexico as well. By the way, 20-5, 11-2 in the conference is New Mexico. Coach, we look forward to talking to you next week. Good luck.
Thank
you very much, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Always.
And I know you got to go, but I heard you talking a little bit about your game with the Globetrotters, but I don't know that either of you shot it real well, or did you get to shoot it at all?
We did get to shoot. We were awful.
And since you brought it up, what can we do to kind of get over that psychological barrier that seems to be blocking our best shots?
I don't know.
Well, here's what you need to do. You need to call DJ Gay. I'll give you his number.
Yeah.
He's running skill development camps. And for a nominal fee, he'll get both of you light years better.
Boy, we need
nominal fee.
In about 6 years.
Yeah, Coach, it wasn't pretty. I can tell you that right now. But I will tell you this. I said to my kids afterwards, my son told me how bad I was and that I embarrassed him in front of all of his friends.
I know you didn't do that.
No, and you know what he told him? I told him, I said, no, they told us intentionally to miss.
There you go. I like that. You're quick on your feet. I know that.
Always.
Coach Fisher, good luck.
See you, man. Thank
Thanks,
you very
Coach.
much.
All right. I'm going to wind up screwing up Josh Davis and Josh Johnson now, the way I used to screw up Malcolm Floyd and Malcolm Thomas. I'm going to
You're talking yourself into it right now.
No, but